Welcome to the Free to Soar podcast. My mission is to inspire, empower, and equip heart-centered, mission-driven, kingdom-minded business owners to show up freely and fully as the brilliant, powerful change makers that you are, so that you can lead the business and the life of your dreams. You'll enjoy vulnerable, authentic conversations with me and other heart-centered, mission-driven leaders that will spark your heart and ignite your passion to powerfully transform you, your business, and your life from the inside out. Your next level of impact and income is about unleashing the fullness of you, reprogramming your limiting beliefs and patterns, tapping into and trusting your inner wisdom, and harnessing God's power within you so that you can unlock new possibilities in your business and your life. And this show brings it to you. Step with me into a God-powered reality wilder than your wildest dreams, with freedom, impact, abundance, and enjoyment that you were created for. Let's go. Well, hey, everybody, and welcome back to the Free to Soar podcast. Happy you're here with me today, and we're going to dive right in. It's just me and you again, and we are going to talk about the 6 telltale signs today that you need a shift in your business, or possibly that you need a shift in you as the leader of your business. And there's a lot to talk about here, but we're gonna we'll cover each point along the way, and I'll give you lots of detail around each point. And I can't wait to have this conversation with you. And I really want you to think about getting in a place where, if you can, where you can really fully focus and really check in with your heart as we're talking, and get connected to your body. And really notice what comes up for you and where you are with each of these things, and see what really sparks something in you. See what feels resonant, and see what I always say, that our business is a living, breathing entity, and it speaks to us. See maybe not only what your heart wants you to know, but what your business wants you to know about what kind of shift it needs, or what it wants more or less of, as we're talking through these points. And so this is just a good time with yourself, and a good time to really do some reflecting. And I hope it inspires you to create some change, if that's what if you need that. So, because, in our businesses, we're always evolving, and we're always evolving as people. And as leaders, we need to be evolving. And if we are evolving and doing the growth work for ourselves and elevating our leadership, then our business is going to be evolving as a result of that constantly. And so if your business is staying stagnant and stuck and in the same all the time, then it may not be as aligned as it needs to be with who you are as you have evolved. And so we're afraid of change. We are loss aversive as people, but instead of being worried about what, and feeling comfortable and familiar or comfortable in what's familiar, instead of staying stuck, let's and just trying to do the same thing all the time, let's really challenge ourselves to grow and get into true alignment with who we've become and what is the next evolution of my business as I have evolved as its leader. So, all right, are you ready to dive into the first point? Well, let's go. So, the first telltale sign that you need a shift in your business or in you as its leader is if you've hit a plateau. Maybe you feel stuck. Maybe you feel stagnant in your growth. There's more for you, or something just needs to change. Maybe just intuitively, you just kind of want something different. You're just kind of stagnant, but you don't know what. Or if you do know what needs to change, you don't know how to change it, or you don't know what it really looks like. You don't have that clear picture or know how to get there. Maybe it's in your model. Maybe it's the business model needs to shift in some way, and you don't even begin to know how to do that. Maybe it's the structure of your business, so that it's more effective for you, so it works better for you in some way. Maybe it's your offerings that aren't exciting you anymore. Maybe it's your services that the way you're presenting them, or the way that you're doing them, or the time that they're taking from you, or the 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 revenue. It's maxing out your capacity, or stagnating your revenue the way things are now, and it's just not exciting anymore. It's not working for you. It's not breathing life into you. Maybe it's your pricing. Yeah, like I said, businesses, they hit plateaus because oftentimes their capacity is maxed. The business's capacity is maxed, or your capacity as the leader is maxed, maybe by wearing all the hats. Maybe you're a little burned out and you want to shift in some way. Maybe you're depleted, you have low energy. Maybe you're not evolving or growing, and maybe you're ignoring something inside that you know needs to shift, and you're afraid to take action on it. And maybe you are feeling like, well, I'm not really worthy of more. And you maybe need that internal elevation about, all right, what am I worthy of? What is my true value? Maybe you've stopped feeling like it matters, and that you're really making a difference. And you need that internal elevation of, no, this is valuable work, and this is the way that I want to do it. And maybe it's just um a shift that needs to happen. So fear keeps us safe. It's our survival instinct. Fear protects us from any threat, but oftentimes it we're we have perceived threats that aren't real, that allow us to stay stuck and stuck in the fear of doing something different. And so if that's where you are, I hope that you will move beyond that fear, and I'm happy to help you do that. Um, but the other thing is the other thing that causes us to stay stagnant in our business is that we get stuck in the day to day, and we just react. And if that's you and you're just a firefighter and you're just putting out fires all day, every day, then you don't have any time to really stop and step back and reflect on, what do I really want to create intentionally in my business? Um, and maybe you're just going along with whatever you have to have because you're just putting out fires and you just keep getting the same old thing. And that's not sustainable, and it's not energizing. The other thing that may be happening is that maybe you don't have clear vision for what you really want. Or if you do know what you want, you don't really have a way, that you don't have a clear picture of what that looks like specifically, or an effective strategy to begin to create it, to be successful at it. Maybe you're thinking, it sure would be nice if I could do that, but yeah, right. What comes right behind that is, yeah, that's not possible, or that'll never work. And I say, stop lying to yourself about what's not possible, and let's make it possible. If it's in your heart, and it breathes life into you, and it feels exciting, and it feels life giving, then it's for you to create. And oftentimes it's just having the right guidance and the right strategic partner to help you create it and to help you get clarity around it. So stop doing all the things and just being in the doing and in the day to day, but not really doing the things that really move the needle forward on what is your true vision, what really is the way that you would like to run your business. And so maybe you ask yourself the question, if I could do this in a way that I was a full body yes to, that I could just, that would really bring me joy every day, what would it look like? And that's a question you can ask yourself to start to get some clarity on that, on what needs to shift. All right. Telltale sign number 2 that you need a shift in your business, or you as its leader, is you think rationalizing thoughts like, maybe this is as good as it gets. So I should be grateful for this. Maybe I want too much, and I should just learn how to be okay with what I have. Even more so, here's one for you. Maybe this is what God has for me. Maybe this is what He's called me to, and me wanting more or wanting something different isn't in His will. And God doesn't keep us in things that don't breathe life into us. He's a forward moving God. And so, um, yes, He calls us to make sacrifices and to do hard things, but He doesn't want you in something that is depleting you or not feeling aligned with who you are and not breathing life into you. It's
Usually it's your survival self keeping you safe and what's comfortable and familiar. And when you're actually having that itch and the calling for more, but it feels scary to step out or scary to like, this is working, so why do something different? So I want you to ask yourself a few questions. If I could allow myself to be the evolved version, what wants to evolve in me as the leader of my business? And what is no longer in alignment that I'm tolerating in my business? And then what's the evolved version of me? And what's the evolved version of my business looks like? What is calling to me? What does want to come to life from me? And if you could trust the fully alive, empowered, wise you a little bit more and hear that you's voice, what would he or she want you to know about the shift that needs to happen in your business or inside of you? What does your business want to say to you? Again, your business is a living, breathing entity. And so what does it want you to know? What does it need to grow and evolve and expand and feel like it's coming to life in a whole new way? Just some thoughts there. Think about those questions, reflect on those, really get honest with yourself. Don't just stay where you are because it's serving no one to stay stuck. Number 3, telltale sign that you need a shift as a leader of your business or that your business needs a shift is that you're not able to be 100% freely and fully you in your days. If it no longer feels aligned with your values and what feels most important to you, and we've all been there, then you are no longer in alignment. If your body, your heart, and your intuition are all telling you the truth, they don't lie. Maybe you're making too many compromises in your day. Maybe you're saying yes to way too many things that you're not really okay with. Maybe you're preventing yourself from living your definition of what could be the life that you really want to live that feels joyful and easeful and freedom giving. Maybe you're ignoring your own limitations and everything in your body is screaming to you, you need a break, you need to stop, you need to slow down, you need to do this differently, you need more support, you need whatever, and you're ignoring it. Maybe it's asking for more nourishment, more joy, more creativity, more space in your day to have time to really work on your business and create what you really want rather than what you have to have, what you're stuck in. And you're ignoring that and you're just settling for the limitation. Maybe you're laxing on your boundaries. Maybe you're not setting those boundaries and you're kind of giving your time away, or you're over giving whatever. You're over giving in your energy and you're over giving your time, but you're undervaluing your services. You're just letting people, you're pleasing people, and you're in that approval trap and it's not working for you and you're starting to get resentful, but you don't know what to do. Resentment is the telltale sign that you are tolerating things that you're not okay with. So I want you to ask yourself, if I were 100% free to be me, what would I say yes and no to? What would I say that I'm not saying? What decision would I make that that I'm afraid to make? People pleasing, placating, caretaking are all survival responses. They're trauma responses. And we don't trust our inner knowing, our instincts. We shut those down. We stop listening to ourselves and we ignore our body's signals to tell us, no, that's not okay. I know I'm really a no to that, but I just do it anyway, or I allow it anyway. We push down our needs and we self-abandon and we self-sacrifice, and that is not serving anyone. So how are you not showing up fully and freely you in your own business? How are you out of alignment and integrity? Because it is your business. Your business is an expression of you. And if it is not in alignment with who you are, and if it doesn't work for you, then it is not a viable business. It's not a viable, sustainable, thriving business. Even if it's even if it's working for, I don't know who it would be working for like that, but we're afraid to make the change when really we don't understand that we're holding it back when it's not in alignment. We're holding it back from its true potential. And that, oftentimes if our business is growing, but at our own expense, it seems to be profiting and everybody else seems to be profiting as a result of it, but it's not working for us, then is that really thriving and profiting? That's success at a cost. And that's not true success. The good news is you can have even more success without the cost, but there's some shifts that need to happen. And it's important now, if you're feeling that, to really get clear about what those are and what we need to do about it. And that's where having a wise guide in your business with you to help walk that out with you, a wise strategist, a wise visionary who can hear things that you're saying and see things that you can't see and help you get out of your own way and really build what you want to build and what you love. That is of service to you, but also impacts so many more people in the world. Number 4, you feel more drained than energized by your current role. Maybe your situation, your clients, your schedule, the work you're doing, the way you're doing it. You're slowly becoming less motivated, less inspired. You care a little less, and that's not really who you are. You're depleted. You're drained. You don't have time for the things that really matter to you. You don't have time to work on your business and really plan and strategize and be intentional in your business or in your health, in your self-care, in your family. Maybe your family is getting your leftovers. Maybe you're getting your leftovers. How are you taking and taking and taking from yourself, really? If your work isn't energizing and life-giving, then there's something wrong. There's something off. So what shifts would you make? What are you taking on or doing that you really need to delegate or drop or delay, defer? What are you carrying that isn't yours to carry? And maybe you need to learn how to carry it a little bit differently so it doesn't feel so burdensome and heavy. Maybe there's some over responsibility there that we need to take a look at and help you with. What are you trying to do yourself? What feels so hard? Just some questions to ponder about that. Number 5, you're not as connected, or let me say this first. Number 5, telltale sign that you need a shift or your business needs a shift, that you're not as connected to your inner wisdom. You hadn't heard from God in a while. You don't feel connected spiritually. Maybe you're not connected to your joy. You don't feel joy. Maybe you feel more relief than joy. You're not connected to your creativity as you usually are. You hadn't felt creative in a while. You're not getting downloads. You're not able to tap into your inner wisdom. You're not really, nothing's new, nothing's exciting, nothing's energizing. You've lost your ability to play. Play hasn't made an appearance in your life in a while because everything feels like a have to and a should, a responsibility, a burden. And it's stopped being fun, and it's stressing you, and it's weighing you down, and it feels heavy and stagnant. Well, creativity fuels joy. We know that. And it's so important that thought leaders and visionaries and creatives have or cultivate creativity. And creatives, in order to cultivate creativity, we need space. It's like an artist, an artist needs white space on the canvas to paint its masterpiece. You need space in your day. You need white space. You need creativity and play to cultivate more creativity and more joy. And out of that fuels innovation. And out of that come ideas and amazing new ways of doing things. And the other thing I like to say is you can't create in a pressure cooker or in clutter. There's just no space. There's no space for you in that. There's no space for anything new in that. It just becomes stagnant. And so if you hadn't played in a while, or you're not being creative, or you're not feeling creative, or you're not able to tap in, or you're not able to connect spiritually, and hear your own inner wisdom or hear God's wisdom, then there's something wrong. We need a shift. And if you're in the grind of the burden, the responsibilities, and you feel the heaviness of that, that's a pretty important thing to notice, because that's not sustainable and nothing life-giving is coming out of that. Nothing new. Like, think about the energy that is birthed from that. That is, it's just going to continue to be stagnant. And think about what that's doing to your business and your life and even your health and your own energy and your relationships. So how do you play? Where do you start if you've stopped? Just find a way to create a little bit of space, a little bit of rest. Maybe release one burden, clear one thing that's cluttering your schedule, lighten the load just a little bit, 1%, and take a break. Give yourself some space. Don't expect yourself to find a whole week to take off unless you have that. If you need that might be definitely the thing that you need. But if you can't do that, then where can I get 30 minutes? Where can I get a little bit of my time back? Where can I get a little bit of space? Ask yourself, where do I feel led? Where does my heart feel led? What would breathe life into me, even a little bit? What would feel life giving right now? Don't expect yourself to just go out and all of a sudden just everything feel fun, or, have this grand idea of what would be playful and joyful if you hadn't played in a while. It's not going to work that way. But what would be a little lighter feeling? What would release a little bit of the heaviness? What would be a little bit life-giving? And start there and make space for it with intention and consistency, and it'll build and it'll give way and it'll create momentum. But trust yourself if you're feeling that way. When we let go and we begin to take the leap, it's that we know that we need to make, or we make that shift we know we need to make. Then we tap back into the flow of life that always shows us the way. And when we get in these stuck, stagnant places, it's time to make a shift. Time to make a shift. So, when you're, I'll get into number 6 here. This is where I'll just hop into number 6. Number 6 is number 6 telltale sign that you need a shift is when you've lost your spark. You just lost your spark. You don't feel the same passion anymore. When we let go and we really stop holding on to something that isn't working for us, and we recognize that, it is time to make a shift, then we can do something different. But as long as you're holding on out of fear or out of stubbornness or out of reactivity of the day, it's going to continue in the same way, and nothing's going to change. If you're waiting on something to change, it's not going to change. You're going to have to facilitate the change. It's kind of like when our workouts stagnate, we seek a trainer, right? Or we switch up our workout. When we are tired of going the same way all the time, we take a new route. When we want to up level our business in some way, oftentimes we need to bring someone in to help us see what we can't see for ourselves. Maybe we need a coach. Your business is an expression of you. Like I said, it's an expression of your unique essence, the essence of you. And it's fueled by your passion. And it's a living, breathing entity that grows and expands as you, as its leader, expands and grows. And your mindsets, your beliefs, your patterns, your energy, your nervous system conditioning, and your structures and systems and processes, all in your business contribute to your business's growth and the success and the amount of enjoyment that you experience as you lead your business. And so if you're ready to reignite your passion and find that spark again, and you are ready to make the shifts that you know you need to grow you and your business to the next level, and you want to be energized by the work that you're doing with more enjoyment than ever and more freedom than ever in your day, then I'd love to talk with you. You can go on my website at conniejonescoach.com and schedule a free discovery call. And let's talk about what your goals are. Let's talk about where you're feeling even. And let me help you get clarity about maybe the shift that you do want to make. But I want you to know this, that no matter how much passion you have for running your own business, at different points, you're going to feel your enthusiasm fade. You're going to feel that spark go. And entrepreneurship is more of a marathon than a sprint, and no one can keep their foot on the gas day in and day out. So those energy lulls, they're going to happen. And setbacks and challenges are going to chip away at that entrepreneurial spirit in you. And losing your spark is not only going to slow you down, but it's going to have lasting consequences for your business and on your health and in your relationships also, and definitely for your happiness. So by taking proactive action, number one, by recognizing that's where you are, and then by taking some proactive action, asking for help, asking for support, you can reclaim the drive and the energy that compelled you to start your business in the first place so that you can keep growing and restore your passion and enjoyment in your business and your life. So when you find yourself lacking your luster, start with the first step, and that is identifying it and owning it. Acknowledge it. Say it out loud. Stop resisting it. Stop trying to push through it. Instead of judging and criticizing yourself for it, for being there, lean into it and let yourself be there. The second thing is to get still and get in a quiet, still place and spend some time reconnecting to your heart and to your body to see what it wants you to know. Ask yourself powerful questions like I've asked you during this podcast. Are you physically or are you emotionally exhausted? Are you spiritually disconnected? Are you believing a lie that has you feeling hopeless or stuck? What really is draining your energy? What do you really need right now that will nourish your mind, body, and spirit? Then spend time in rest and rejuvenation. Give yourself permission to take a break. Practice healthy self-care. Offer yourself the true gift of rest so that you can heal and recover and rejuvenate and restore mind, body, and spirit. And don't try to do it all at once and little bits at a time. What's 1%? If I could do it a little bit, 1% more today than I did yesterday, what would I do? Or what would I not do? Then determine whether you need to connect and share how you're feeling with people who know you, who see you, who love you, and let them pour into you. And if you need time to yourself to process feelings or thoughts, whatever it is, give it to yourself. Stop denying yourself. The fifth way, or the fifth little step in getting your spark back, is to renew your vision through learning. Listen to an audiobook or a podcast, or read something or watch something inspiring, or maybe just something that gets your mind off of things that lets you relax a little bit. Let it fuel you with creativity and ideas and put you in a state of play. Maybe that's what you need, you know? And then another thing I love to tell my clients is that gratitude mindset is a powerful, energizing force to help you build your best life and to get you back. Take time to just stop and appreciate and pause in your day for 30 seconds. It's going to be hard, yes, when you've been going, your body's not going to want to stop. It's going to feel unsafe to stop for your nervous system, but you tell yourself, I'm safe. You remind yourself, you can put your hand on your heart or your belly and just focus on your breathing and bring your awareness back to the present moment for just a pause, for a moment. And maybe just take your time to appreciate 5 things and get into that gratitude practice. And that will reignite your spark over time. Maybe it's about reconnecting to your why. Remember the value of your contribution and celebrate your wins. Maybe it's stepping back, creating some space to breathe and connecting with your passion. Who are you really helping and how are you making a difference? And maybe asking your clients or your customers, listening to them. How can you celebrate even little wins in your business right now? So restorative to your soul to celebrate wins. Another thing that you can do to get your spark back is to maybe shift your work environment, your routine. Clean up and lighten your environment. Do something different. What's one thing, like what would put 1% more enjoyment in your day? What could you do differently today that just gets you out of the humdrum? Maybe it's Also about delegating something to someone or asking for more support. Your capacity gets maxed really quickly. Maybe your role needs to shift and how you're spending your time and your energy needs to shift. And you need to delegate something, hand it off or defer it, like I said earlier. And then finally, doing something creative again is going to reignite that spark and revitalize, inspire, reconnect you to your joy. So ask yourself this question. I love this question. Wouldn't it be fun if I just sit with that and journal on that question? Then do it and enjoy that thing. Our most creative genius happens when we're sparking our creativity and having fun. And our business is an expression of our unique essence and our heart, and it shouldn't be burdensome and hard. It should be life-giving and enjoyable and freedom-giving and fun. Not all the time, no, but for the most part. When it stops being fun, why are we doing it? Our business is our masterpiece that we're creating, co-creating with the master of the universe, the master artist who created all the universe. And what a gift and a privilege. It's time to recover our joy and reignite our spark so we can follow our passion and allow it to revitalize and revitalize our creativity to burst out and light up the world in whole new ways. So if you need the shift, if you recognize any one of these six signs or symptoms, the telltale signs that you need a shift internally or that your business needs a shift in its model, its strategy, its vision, its evolution, its structure, your role in it, your pricing, your offerings, any of it. Happy to support you in that. I'd love to help. And I hope that you will spend some time really reflecting on what allows me to be the most expanded, radiant, evolved version of me that God made me to be. And then what would be the most evolved, expanded, fun, enjoyable version of the business that would be the true expression of that me? Spend some time with that. I'd love to hear also your thoughts about this. And again, love to have a conversation with you if you know that you need to make a shift. All right, that's it for today. If this has inspired and empowered you, and I hope it has, then please share it with a friend. And I'd love to hear from you, your thoughts and what it did spark in you. And so feel free to email me at ConnieJ@arisecounselingandcoaching.com. And also then, make sure that you share this with a friend or a loved one or somebody that needs to hear it and needs to be revitalized or shifted in some way. Don't just keep going along with what isn't working for you. Honor what's going on inside. Pay attention. You are your best advocate. You are your best friend. No one's going to do it for you. You're going to have to advocate for yourself. You're worth it. And the value that you're bringing into the world is so worth going to the next level. And your people desperately need what you have. So give them your best you. All right, guys. Love you. Hope you have a great rest of the day wherever you are in the day. And I hope this really spoke to your heart and that you'll make that change. Let me know how I can help. Talk to you soon. See you on the next one.
Thanks for joining me today on the Free to Soar podcast, where we empower and equip you to lead the business and the life of your dreams with freedom, impact, enjoyment, and abundance. I look forward to our next episode together, and I invite you to subscribe to be notified of new episodes as they are released. Please share this or your favorite episode with a friend or a loved one, and I'd love it if you'd leave a review on iTunes and Spotify.